Three major events this week will pack the streets of downtown Nashville, and preparations are already underway. Let's check in with News Channel 5's Matthew Torres live downtown. I know you're alone right now, but in another really just even a few hours today, that place is going to be packed.
Yeah, certainly. It looks empty right now, but as you said, this afternoon there will be a lot of people. But really this morning, in preparation, 5 streets were closed, but expect a lot more closures the rest of the week. We are on Broadway, and from 1st Avenue to 4th Avenue, that's when the roads have been shut down. As you can see, that's why it is pretty empty. The premier event that will help kick off the events is the Battle of the Bands this afternoon. So where we're standing right now, a lot of people will be standing here as of 5 o'clock with Trace Adkins performing just around 5:45. It is a prelude to the big game tomorrow, Music City Bowl between Notre Dame and LSU. That starts at 2 p.m. And of course, it caps off with the Bash on Broadway. And as you can see, the stage is already up and people are putting the barricades around. This is video from last year. You can see the excitement and how packed it was with all the people. This is really the premier New Year's Eve event in the country, with big headliners such as Lady Antebellum and Gavin DeGraw, as well as several other country artists expected to perform New Year's Eve. With that, see a lot of traffic as well as police officers out on the scene. They will be out there New Year's Eve until New Year's Day. So again, make sure to keep an eye out on those T-dot signs. And if you want to learn all about the street closures for the rest of the week, just visit the city's website. But as you can see, a lot of people are preparing for this week's events. For now, we are reporting live in downtown Nashville. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Matthew, thank you. And now back to other news this morning. A man shot and killed in his car will be laid to rest today. Visitation was held yesterday for Dana Mayo. His body was found December 17th in his car near a vacant home on Flicker Drive. Police say he was there for days before anyone found him. Mayo had been shot several times, and detectives found shell casings surrounding the car. They don't know what he was doing there since he wasn't from the area. He was 37 years old. Some new information after a Christmas morning burglary attempt. The third suspect, a teenage Grinch, is now behind bars. Deputies arrested 19-year-old Tyler Hollingsworth and charged him with attempted aggravated burglary. Happened around 1 Christmas morning at a home on Sterling Street in Murfreesboro. Investigators say the homeowner caught Hollingsworth and 2 others trying to break in. 22-year-old Elizabeth Baldridge and another teen were arrested at the scene. Deputies say Hollingsworth left his car behind. Making headlines this morning, an alleged drunk driver collided with an ambulance in Wilson County on Saundersville Road right in front of a fire station around 8 o'clock last night. The ambulance was backing into the station when it was hit. 2 EMTs and the suspected drunk driver were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. THP says alcohol was found at the scene. Grand Ole Opry legend Little Jimmy Dickens is in the hospital this morning in critical condition. Dickens was admitted to the hospital on Christmas Day. We're told it is serious, and the family's requesting prayers from fans and friends. Dickens recently turned 94 years old. A 911 call reporting a fight between 150 teenagers at Opry Mills turned out to be far less serious. Mall General Manager Jad Murphy says the fight only involved a few teens. It was broken up quickly and no injuries were reported. The altercation happened just before closing time on Saturday. And a picture could help nab a man wanted for robbing a drugstore, so take a look. Springfield police say this is one of 2 men who robbed the Southside drugstore on South Main Street Sunday morning. The armed men walked in around 8 a.m., demanded money. No drugs were taken and no one was hurt. But if you recognize this man, call police immediately. And some dramatic video captured by a viewer in Clarksville. Billy Womble sent us these images of a house fire on Martin Street. It was shot just as fire crews arrived on scene. Flames shooting through several windows. But despite all that damage, no one was hurt, and officials are still trying to figure out what caused the blaze. Some serious charges this morning for a school guidance counselor who's been arrested twice in the last 3 days. Susanna Akers with the Putnam County School System was charged with DUI and violation of implied consent after police say she hit a car with a mother and toddler inside. That was on December 23rd. And then on Christmas Day, she was arrested again for public intoxication. Akers is a counselor at White Plains Academy. However, the Putnam County Director of Schools says she's currently on a leave of absence. Little good news for you this morning. A missing Alzheimer's and dementia patient has been found safe. Patricia Collier was last seen Monday at the Walmart in Lafayette. At the time, Clay County deputies thought the 70-year-old may have been trying to travel to Panama City, Florida, or Gulf Shores, Alabama, somewhere in the Gulf area. Other details haven't been released, but officials tell us Patricia was found safely in Alabama on Saturday. And a little more good news for you. Facebook helped bring a cancer patient's daughter and the nurse who comforted her during her family during his death. Her father's death brought them back together. Donnie Dale died 2 years ago, the same day he was diagnosed with stage 4 lung and liver cancer. A nurse at Summit Medical Center alerted his family in time for them to say their goodbyes. And since then, his daughter Tiffany's been trying to track this nurse down. She hasn't had any luck until over the weekend when she posted on the Hip Donaldson and Hip Hermitage websites. The nurse, named Kate Moore, now lives in Indiana. They were able to reunite over a video chat yesterday.
I got to say goodbye to my dad, and that was because of you.
Thank you so much. This has truly been my favorite Christmas gift of everything. I mean, this has restored my faith in what I'm doing and reminded me that I did choose this for all the right reasons.
Tiffany says it took less than an hour after posting to those Facebook pages to get into contact with the nurse, just showing the power of social media.